Hi, welcome to welcome to Francis von ZERNECK'S head full of useless information about movies. I'm sitting here with Sheeri Rappaport, today's guest. Click on the link above or below, depending if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. Like the page if you're watching on Facebook, and share it. And so yeah, we're sitting here with today's guest, Sheeri Rappaport from CSI and NYPD Blue as well. And
that's me playing guitar.
Thank you. It is. You're very good. You're very
that's my
good.
Air guitar. You can actually hear my air guitar. That's how good it is.
So what movies... Alright, I don't want to spoil the show and talk about the movies that you did talk about on today's show.
That's how
we did die. So this is a zombie show. So what are some of the movies that we didn't talk about, that you left off?
Well, I didn't have it on the list, but I was thinking of it earlier because you said zombies now. I'll say Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead's a great movie.
Because I don't really like gross horror. I'm not a fan of gross horror, but I love funny horror. And Shaun of the Dead made me laugh. I love Bill Nye, who's in a movie called Girl in the Cafe, which was on my list.
I love that movie! With what's her name from Trainspotting. Yeah, Kelly MacDonald. And now she's on that show.
Boardwalk Empire, which is a show, but it's on my list anyway.
Oh, Boardwalk Empire's on your list too. Well, but I want to talk about Girl in the Cafe and Shaun of the Dead. And what about, how do you feel about, because you're talking about funny horror, how do you feel about American Werewolf in London?
You know I never saw it.
You need to see that.
Army of Darkness is pretty awesome.
Army of Darkness, but what about Evil Dead 2?
I didn't see Evil Dead either.
Okay, you're missing...
I said there's holes in my repertoire left, right, and
center.
No,
this is good. You need to... Well, you don't need to do anything. Far be it from me to tell you what you need, but write this down. No, there's a piece of paper over there. You're pretending, and because you should watch these movies, I think, because Shaun of the Dead is a comedy horror, and American Werewolf in London, John Landis movie, with Griffin Dunn in it, who's a director in his own right.
I love the song by Warren Zevon, though.
Oh yeah, that is used in Color of Money, and his hair.
That's my favorite line.
American Werewolf in London is comedy, John Landis, and horror seamlessly put together. It's a fantastic movie.
Did you ever see Bubba Hotep?
Yes. What's his name? The guy who directed
Sam Raimi.
No, not at all. Bubba Hotep is directed by Don Coscarelli, who directed Beastmaster, a movie that I keep trying to talk about because I secretly love this movie. And Phantasm he directed, and I do like Bubba Hotep a lot. But you were talking about Evil Dead 3.
2.
No, you were talking about Army of Darkness, which was Evil Dead 3.
Okay, got it.
But Evil Dead 2, comedy and horror. You wrote that down, Evil Dead 2.
And mind you,
Sam Raimi. That's Sam Raimi.
The two, sorry, my bad.
No.
And I was on Xena, which was...
you were on Xena!
Yeah, which was Rob Tapert, Sam Raimi did a lot of stuff together.
Yeah.
Ted Raimi was on the show, but I didn't do it.
Did you go to New Zealand?
I did for a month.
Oh my God.
I was in Auckland.
Oh, Auckland, where the airport is. That's where you fly in.
And hopefully, you know what, there's a couple of Xena convention fans who are on my Facebook page, and if they get the link to this, then they'll be able to watch and enjoy some of this too, this show.
What was that like?
Xena convention pretty much every year. What was Xena like?
Wow, what was doing that Xena?
It was unbelievable.
Lucy Lawless is, I respect her. Yeah, she's...
Renee O'Connor is the bomb. Everyone is the bomb. It's just super fun. You go to a beautiful country, you learn about the country, you learn about... You have joy doing what I wrote an article actually for Femme Fatale about my experience on Xena. And
and you were also voted for another picture, 50 top sci-fi scream queens.
Something like that.
Which I was too. Yes. I was voted to top 50.
Because no one can rock 51. A halter bikini.
Yeah.
You can.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Yeah, especially that fourth nipple that you have.
Fifth nipple now.
I
had an accident. Now I have 5 nipples. But okay, I keep interrupting you, and I have a problem with that. So tell me about working on Xena. Who was the director?
The director was a guy named... Oh, God.
Okay, never mind the director. Tell me about it.
I don't remember his last name.
J.J. Abrams.
No, it wasn't. It was A.J.?
AJ Voigt.
Please do edit this part out.
No, we can't. Okay, all right. Anyway, he's a wonderful director, but we can't remember his name right now. But what was it like? So you go and they fly you into Auckland, and you stay at a hotel, and it's a family down there because they
really just very much just that communal feeling. The people there in general, just their way is so heartwarming and lovely, and there's a great street that you can walk to. I felt like you could walk to any end of that city in 15 minutes. I actually got lost in a gorgeous park and ended up in another town somehow. But
do they now? What about the costume fittings for that show? What's that about?
Just try on this piece of fur. Well, not real fur. Hey, PETA, please. I'm a member. Don't get mad at me.
But I mean, do you walk in like Sex in the City? You know.
What?
Well, you know, I know in Sex and the City you walk in. I wasn't like a sexy
Amazon. I was more of like
No, I'm not talking about actual sex. I'm talking about Sex in the City. I know, or like Gossip Girl now. You walk in and there's rooms of this incredible wardrobe.
Yes, it is.
And I'm guessing it's that, but for armor and
and they have a lot
fur,
of the sketches
fake fur.
Are beautiful. And I think that the woman who did the costuming on there, if I'm not mistaken, did the costuming for all the Lord of the Rings stuff. Peter Jackson. Well, I mean, all based out in New Zealand. Nyla. But just beautiful, detailed stuff, you would think. And, you know, sorry to intertwine everything, but it just makes me think, because I love Bruce Campbell so much. You know, Jack
he
of all
directed
trades
a lot of
was
them,
shot
too.
on
Yeah.
there, too. I never got to meet or work with Bruce
Campbell.
Campbell.
Really?
I would have given a small part of my pinky toe.
Yeah. I love Bruce Campbell, yeah. And he's on a TV show now, too. I don't know if it's still airing. Burn Notice. Yeah, he's very funny on that. What is...
Yes, clear.
And NYPD Blue... What's it like coming on? You have a major reoccurring character on CSI. What's the character's name again?
Mandy Webster.
Mandy Webster. Quirky.
Yeah.
Smarter than...
She's one of the lab rats.
Yeah. But she's very funny. You're very funny on that show. And you have a very definite character. And you know, I worked with Wally Ward, or Wallace Lang. And Wally, he's in God's Only Man, and I worked with him as an actor.
Wally was in God's Only Man?
He's the drug dealer. Wally's on. Well, Wallace is on there, and I worked with him in a movie called Combat High with George Clooney, and Danny Nucci and all these people. It was my first work as an actor when I was 17, and I love him. And he plays a lab guy too.
He's a lovely, awesome fellow.
He is a great guy.
A little bit as well. Yeah. Fascinating, smart, interesting guy.
What's it like doing that show? Is it quick? Block, shoot, or they have some time with that? They run a tight ship.
I mean, it's the 13th, 12th season now. I mean, they just kind of know. And a lot of the crew guys that were there when I came on season 1 are still there.
Oh, see, that's the sign of a good set.
Yeah. Good producer, just loyalty and lifelong teamwork there. It's really good. You know, it's nice to see them all when I go back.
Yeah. And NYPD Blue is a great show.
Yeah. Talk about 2 Degrees. Dennis Franz was in Evil Dead.
He's in Evil... In the third one?
No. He's like in the second one. He's in the shed. He gets killed by the...
Is that true?
Dennis Franz.
Is in Evil Dead?
Yeah, in 1 and 2. The first one.
I didn't know that. Look that up, because I didn't know... I'm not saying you're wrong, but I didn't remember that.
Sure.
Evil Dead? Okay. Oh, you know, I think Evil... Sorry.
That's okay.
I believe Evil Dead 2. If that's the... No, I don't know.
There's a dude in a shack who gets murdered?
Yeah, maybe, because I don't remember specifically, but they get off the plane and there's a guy who's like a guide or something. Is that Dennis Franz?
I don't remember. I just know that he gets...
Wow. Well, all right.
I could be completely wrong.
Dennis Franz is great, man. I love him.
One of the nicest,
yeah.
nicest,
Is he really? Remember,
dudes.
he was voted sexiest man alive on People magazine.
I believe it.
Yeah, for 1 year.
Those butt cheeks, baby.
Yeah, he was a badass. Yeah. All right. Well, this is a really good show. If you want to hear more and hear the rest of her movies,
click on the link.
Click on the links.
Up or down?
Below. I believe it's down, but we'll see. And thank you for joining us.
Bye.
So anyway.